What is up, you guys? Long time no talk, right? Long time no new yoga flow. I've been going through a few changes and getting kind of back into the groove of things, and one of the first things I wanted to do was give you guys a new, quick yoga flow from me. So the one that I've created, I'm kind of just calling it new energy movement, new change movement. So if you're needing something to kind of just wake up the body, wake up the mind, channel some new energy, some new perspectives, I hope this class can do that for you. And definitely still be on the lookout for my handstand course. We have that coming up too. So everything's still in motion, but such is life with a few delays here and there. But I'm happy to get back into the swing of things and start recording some more content for you guys. I hear you loud and clear about a few classes that you want to see, so those are definitely on the docket to get to next. But for now, we're going to do a super fun flow that I had planned to do in person a few times, and I was like, what the heck, why don't I do it for my YouTube fam, because I appreciate you guys virtually as well. So let's get started here. In Child's Pose. Sorry, if you want anything for class, definitely grab it. You kind of know me by now. I don't really bring that many props into class. I do love props, so I have my blocks, I have my straps. But when I'm kind of just wanting to flow and tune out everything else, I don't really use them. But if you use them, please grab them. And you know how to do them. You know what you're doing, right? And then when you're ready, come on back to your mat and meet me in, actually meet me on your back today. We're gonna start on our backs. So once you make your way to your back, as always, we're gonna take some time to really arrive, right? So whatever arriving might mean for you. As I'm looking at it on my mat, guys, okay. So when you arrive to your mat, get comfortable. Let the legs extend out long. You're not working the feet, you're not working the toes. Let those feet fall naturally to both sides. Maybe you want one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest here, slight tuck of the chin. We don't want to really kind of crank our neck up and start looking up overhead, right? We want the neck to stay nice and calm here too. And just start noticing what you feel, what you see, maybe what you're smelling. Take it all with you. Take your time to keep what you need aside. Maybe an inhale or an exhale will help you arrive into that state, into that position. And always, always know this time on our mat is truly a sacred time. So don't show up here with any expectations, especially for this class. Don't show up with, any thoughts, any worries, any anxious tendencies. Just truly let yourself be. We, as a society, as a collective, I think we really like to try our best to control what we can control, and we try our best to really try to find the outcome that works for us, but sometimes I think we need to let go of that control, let go of that worry, that tendencies, and just kind of truly be with yourself, be with your breath, and know all the answers will come to you when they need to come to you, and all you need to do is just show up and just be. So as much as we say that, we practice that off the mat, let's try to bring that on the mat here as well. Last deep inhale and exhale here, big, big breath. I knew that would happen. Okay, now our next inhale, let's start a nice breathing technique, a breathing sensation here just to calm the nervous system together, friends. Big deep breath here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A nice slow exhale here, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep going just like that. Where can you send this next inhale? Send it down to the belly, down through the sides. Feel that expansion here for 3, 2, 1. Slow intentional exhale here. Small intentional exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, friends. Let's do 2 more rounds just like that. Keep that going. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice slow exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Last round together. Biggest inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice slow exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Always know you can come back to that same cadence, that same breath if it's ever needed. And just welcome yourself to class. Clear the thoughts, clear the body, and be ready for what is, and just meet yourself exactly where you're at today. Slowly let the bottoms of the feet find the mat. Those knees will point up towards the sky. And just start with gentle swaying of the knees. Let them fall left. Let them go right. And let the hips do whatever they want here. Don't try to control anything. Just invite these very small, very gentle movements into the body. And without forcing it, right? Without doing too much work, invite the knees into the chest. Let the hands fall where they may. Maybe you can interlace the fingers at the top of the knees. And keep going with that simple swing. Give yourself this hug. Bring some gratitude into yourself, into the heart. And I will always encourage eyes to remain closed for as long as you possibly can. That's my favorite thing to do when I'm warming up in a class. I like to close out the outside world as much as I possibly can. Let the intentions flow through the body. Now eventually you're going to let the hands find a home on top of the kneecaps, and I want you to drive those knees towards the top of your space so those arms will start to elongate. Nice straight arms, and you'll start just making circles with the knees. So push those knees towards the top of your mat, bend the elbows slightly as you let the knees fall left and right, and then encourage them in towards the thigh, towards the belly. And keep going like that. Big circles, small circles, slow circles, fast circles. This is always your time, so take what you need from this. Use this as really an opportunity to see how you feel today. Every single time we step on our mats, we are a different person, a different day, a different mindset, some soreness, some tenderness. Just tune in. I always just ask you tune in. Notice which way you're rotating those knees and start switching that rotation. Awesome. Bring those knees back into the chest. I want those arms to go opposite sides. So those arms will be out to the T, palms facing up or down. It doesn't matter to me. And I'm going to want you to drop those knees to the left as you gaze over the right. So keep those arms out to a T for today. We are going to find some movement in this supine twist, but we will hold the first few rounds, right? So just allow this right shoulder to get heavy with each and every exhale. Slight stacking of the knees and a gentle gaze over towards this right palm. Always ask yourself, where can you find a breath? Where can you breathe into this? You can kind of imagine like a sandbag holding the knees together as they stack on top of one another. Letting the chest kind of find that inhalation, letting that chest expand, and then as you exhale, really just kind of pushing out that entire breath. Last round here, big inhale. And exhale. Now it's our right hand we're going to follow, friends. Follow it up overhead. So as that right hand goes up overhead, that gaze will follow. Eventually, that right palm is going to find a home on top of the left. And we're going to work that same movement. So as you inhale, let that right hand go up overhead once again. You'll open up into that same supine twist. And then as you exhale, find that closing of the hands. So the palms meet one another once again. And keep going with your inhales and your exhales. Just showing some love, showing some movement to the thoracic spine. And I still want the neck to rest, the head to rest. So just simply let that fall where it may as you find this movement. 2 more, just like this. Last one, big inhale will let you open up, big inhale. And eventually those knees are going to come towards that center. And you'll slowly let them fall right as you gaze over this left hand. A few steady breaths just to see how this feels. Make the movements that you need to, the fidgets that you need to. Definitely go ahead and do so. Maybe you notice a certain tightness to the left side. An extra added heaviness to that left shoulder. Try not to force anything. Try not to work any portion of the body that does not need to be worked right now. Where can you find some ease? Now your next inhale allows that left hand to levitate up, up, overhead. Let the gaze follow. Left hand finds a home on top of the right. Big inhale, find that same expansion. Exhale, close it away. I've been trying for like the last, keep going as I ramble on as I do. I've been trying for like the last 5 minutes to find something that this like reminds me of. And I wanted to say like a snow angel a little bit, but that's just like a half-sided snow angel. Some people have called this like a windmill. Maybe that resonates with you. If you have an answer, you let me know. Let's do 2 more just like this. Last one here opens you on up. And then those knees come up to follow. Let the hands interlace on top of the knees and start walking the length of your mat to meet me up at a seat. And take a few rocks here. Always get into the spine a little bit. And of course, I'm gonna face you just so you can see me, but stay at the top of your mat just as you are. Go ahead and crisscross applesauce with the legs, ankles on top of one another. If that is not your jam today, you already know, find what feels good. You can stack the shins if that would feel better here as well. And we're simply going to just start making circles with the shoulders. So as you inhale, shoulders drive up towards the ears. Exhale, elbows drive down. Big inhale, shoulder raises. Exhale, down. I like to be very, very slow with these shoulder rolls, just to kind of make sure I'm getting all into the nooks and crannies, breathing into the spaces that we kind of hunch into all the time, right? 2, 3 more rounds, just as you are. Awesome. Come back to that center state. This time as you inhale, those arms are going to travel up towards the sky. And then exhale, hands through heart center. Another one just like that. Big inhale, arms go up. Exhale, hands through heart center. And stay with me for a moment here, friends. Maybe you sit with a breath or 2. If you want to invite an intention into this practice, now is the time to do so. Maybe think of something, someone who has brought you joy lately, and carry them through this practice with you today. Next, inhale, bring those hands up towards the sky. And this time as you exhale, we're going for a twist. Left hand will find a home on the right knee. Right hand's gonna go behind you here. Think more about the length of the spine versus the depth of the twist. And make sure, I love taking from other teachers, tips and tricks bags. I took a yoga class from a teacher friend of mine yesterday, and she adjusted me in something I have never been adjusted in before, and I'm so grateful for that. Always a student first, so I want to bring that to this class as well. When you're doing these twists, ask yourself, are you leading more with this back shoulder? So are you kind of really cranking that right shoulder back? Can you work more from the torso here? So you inhale, lengthen the spine. You can even bring your hands, I'm getting really nerdy with this. You can bring your hands to your belly, move with it. Move with that belly, and then drop the right hand behind you. Left hand comes to the knee. See if that changes anything for you today. And find just a gentle gaze over the right shoulder. Sit bones are nice and grounded, chin slightly tucked. Now with your right hand, you're gonna pick it on up. Inhale, right hand up towards the left corner of your mat. Left hand stays on right knee. Maybe you come to the fingertips of the right hand, but once you find a connection to that ground, push away that ground with the hand with the fingertips. Breathe into this right side. Inhale, come on back, bend and cactus that right elbow. And then meet me back to heart center. Switching those sides, inhale, hands up. Exhale, twist, letting that right hand find a home on top of the left knee. Again, asking yourself, can you twist more from the torso and not let the shoulder do as much work here? Slight activation of the core may help here, but again, it's definitely not required. Find a few steady inhales and exhales. Keep that spine nice and lifted. Find some pride in the chest, some pride in the heart. Lift the chest on up. Bring awareness to this left hand as it travels up, 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 overhead towards the right corner of your mat. Right hand will stay exactly where it is. Can you anchor down this left sit bone just slightly? Now your next inhale is going to slingshot that left elbow back towards the back space, bend in cactus. And then come back to that heart center, maybe shake it on out for a bit. And then we'll cruise our way into our tabletop position. So from your tabletop position, just go ahead and start rolling into the wrists. So make some circles with the shoulders here. Hips can go heavy behind, hips can even melt towards the front of your mat. Show some love to those wrists. And when you're ready, include your cat-cows into this. So as you inhale, drop the belly, shift the gaze, slight bend of the elbows. And then as you exhale, tuck and round, lower, mid, upper back, find that nice Halloween cat-like position. I've been lately sticking to just the very traditional cat-cows. For some reason, my spine is all about it. Kind of my tailbone's really liking having that added lift here as well. 4 more rounds of breath. Do what you gotta do here. Last one here. Maybe you move a little bit slower, marinate in some of these positions that feel good. Come back to that neutral state. Tuck both toes. Lift the knees about 2 inches off the ground. Coming for bear pose. So bear pose means you really push those hands into the mat, straighten the arms, and let the hips get heavy towards the back of your space. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Extend those legs nice and straight. Drop the heels towards the mat. Beautiful job. Give yourself the freedom in this first downward facing dog. Don't worry about the alignment. Don't worry about the aesthetic. Don't worry about any of that nonsense. Just feel your way into this. And then naturally, maybe, hopefully, you start noticing where you can make some changes. Can you separate those fingers a little bit more? Encourage those arms to stay nice and straight as you really push those hips towards the back of your mat. Tucking that tailbone nice and high. Letting the chest melt down here. Those elbow ditches will kind of rotate inwards towards the top of your space. Maybe a slight shake of the neck, left, right, yes, no, up, down, red, green, yellow, blue, whatever you need to do. And where is this breath going? Can you send it through the spine, up and down the back? Closing your eyes, seeing where those sensations feel good. Maybe you bend the knees. And eventually with me here, friends, we're gonna find a steady, a still downward facing dog, and we're gonna have a couple deep inhales and exhales together. So big inhale. Exhale, let it go. 2 more, big inhale. Audible exhale. Last one here, big inhale. And exhale. This time, inhale those heels high. Exhale, step to the top of your space. Move slow here, move slow. Heel toe those feet about hip distance apart. I want a nice bend in those knees. Think tummy to thigh. And grab opposite elbows. Work your ragdoll position. Always letting gravity be your friend in this pose. I want that crown of the head to drive heavy towards this ground. You bend into the knees as much as you see fit. And you can always just grab opposite elbows here to bring a heaviness to this torso.
Some of you might fancy rather just letting the hands kind of sway onto the ground. Maybe it's the fingertips. Play and explore and see what your body needs versus what your mind is telling you what it wants. Let's inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins. Everyone's hands I want onto the shins so you can truly hinge from the hips and drive those hips towards the back of your space. Keep that spine nice and long. Tuck those shoulders back away from the ears. Breathe with me for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly fold on down. See if that gave you some more space today. Next inhale, you're gonna root to rise. So bring it up overhead, drive into those big toes, activate the glutes, follow the hands up towards the sky, and then exhale, hands through heart center. Big inhale, bring those hands on up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Another one just like that. Inhale those arms up, and this time as you exhale, swan dive and forward fold. So those hands go left and right. Take up space here. We all deserve some space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, hop back, find your plank pose. In this plank pose, find your strength with me, find your power. We all have it buried down there somewhere. If you're not feeling it today, always drop to your knees. But if you have that fight with you, if you have that challenge with you, stick with me as you drive those heels towards the back of your space. That core is on fire, it's working here for us. And those shoulders remain over the wrist. Drive the crown of the head towards the top of your mat. Activate the core, activate the glutes here. Stick with me, you are strong. Can you push this ground away anymore for 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees if you haven't done so, then drop the belly, drop the chin. Hands stay under the shoulders, big cobra. And down. 2 more, big inhale. And exhale. Work the back here, squeeze those shoulder blades together, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, tabletop position. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, right away, inhale, right foot high. Exhale, right foot top of mat. Low lunge is where we're coming, friends. Toes tucked or untucked here. Big inhale, biceps will frame the ears. Exhale, settle on down. So in your low lunge, you always want to think of like, everyone imagine a fake tail. Your favorite dog, imagine their fake tail here, right? Really drive that tail down so that pelvis will naturally lift up. You might even come out of your low lunge a little bit, which is totally okay. I don't want you kind of dumping into your lower back. So really kind of work from the pelvis, work from this tailbone. Let the palms face one another. Put those shoulders right back into their socket. Slight tuck of the chin. This left knee, can you kind of pull it forward as you drive this right heel back. So that heel is driving back as the knee is pulling forward. We're going in those opposite directions to really activate the thighs. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Bend and cactus those elbows. Chest is raised, slight gaze. Inhale, length. Exhale, hands are gonna frame your right foot. Untuck those back left toes if they were tucked. Find your half splits. Straight will always be relative in my book, always, always relative. If you want to keep a slight bend into that right knee, totally do so. Sometimes I can get very straight in my half splits. Flex the toes towards the face here, friends. Sometimes it might even feel better to have a slight tuck, or a slight bend in the knee to see if that brings a new sensation for you here. Lead with the chest, think nose to toes, nose to toes. Smile on the face. Now big inhale, we're gonna lunge back into this right knee. Bring awareness to the back left foot. I want you to kick that left foot towards the right edge of your mat. Coming up into a warrior 2 weird version. So that right forearm is on the right thigh. You inhale, left hand up overhead. And play around here. Maybe you kind of pulse up and down. See how this feels. Really kind of drive that right knee down as you pull and lengthen that right hand up overhead. Now the next time you inhale, I want those arms to come up to a T. Inhale, arms up to a T. Straighten that right leg, gate pose. Seal the outer edge blade of that right foot down. Big inhale. Exhale, right hand finds a home on the right leg. Left arm goes up overhead. Inhale, arms back to a T. Bend into that right knee once again. Cartwheel those hands down. Downward facing dog is where we're going. From your downward facing dog, inhale, left foot high. Exhale, left foot top of mat. Drop your right knee. Big inhale, length through the sides. Exhale, heaviness through the hips. Check in, always check in with yourself. Can you kind of pull that left heel back as you encourage the right knee forward? You got this here. Where are the thoughts? Where is the mind? Where can you send a breath to? Here for 3. Actually, I lied. I think we need a little bit longer. I think every yoga teacher would almost say this. There's always one side you always love to speed through, and mine would be the left side. But I caught myself here. Let's do 2 nice deep breaths here. Big inhale. And exhale. Last inhale. And exhale. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, bend and cactus those elbows. Beautiful. Inhale, length. Exhale, frame the left foot. Push those hips back. Flex the left toes towards the face. Half splits is where we all meet in one way, shape, or form today. Now it's our right hip. We always want to keep that above the right knee. In my in-person classes all the time, I always see this. So I always see that we want to kind of like bend into this and kind of sit this right hip down. I used to do this all the time when I started my yoga practice. Always just check in. Make sure that right hip stays above the right knee. Find some integrity here. Big lunge back into this left knee as you kick the right foot towards the left corner of your space. Pop up on that left forearm to the left thigh. Inhale, right hand up overhead. Weird warrior 2 thing, weird side angle thing, whatever resonates with you, I want you to roll with that. Simple lunges here. Last one. On your next inhale, bring those arms up to a T as you straighten that left leg. Seal the outer blade of that foot down so it's parallel-ish to the top of your mat. And then drop that left hand. Right hand raises up towards the sky. I love a good lateral stretch. I should just do a whole class of just lateral stretching. Inhale, hands back up to a T. And then as you exhale, lunge back into that left knee. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet. And find a couple deep breaths. Maybe you pedal out the knees, pedal out the heels. See how this feels. See if you feel any different here. Can you encourage the chest to get heavy towards the thighs? Awesome. Let's do 2 sun A's to kind of clear out that warm up, and then we'll get into the super fun sequence that I'm like geeking out on. So I hope you guys like it. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, step, hop, walk, top of mat. Big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You know the game. Inhale, root to rise. Bring the energy on up. Exhale, seal it down to heart center. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, swan dive. Take up space and fold. Big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, hop, walk back, cruise through your vinyasa. Again, your vinyasa means you exhale halfway down, knit those elbows into the ribs. Inhale and tuck the toes, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, downward facing dog. One more just like that. Big inhale, heels go high. Exhale, step, hop, walk, top of mat. Big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, bring it on up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, swan dive and fold. Big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, hop, walk, cruise through your vinyasa. Slow and steady is always the game. Always move with that intention, okay? 2 deep breaths, cleared out, downward facing dog. Last one here. Awesome. Next inhale, raise that right foot high. As you exhale, right knee is coming to left elbow, left tricep, whatever connection you can make. Right knee, left elbow, left tricep. Hold it here with me. Shift those shoulders above the wrist. And then kick that right foot towards the left side of your space. Both hands are still on the ground. Drop your left heel. Inhale, left hand high, triangle pose. Staying here for just a moment, so you're really kind of scooping that bottom shoulder up and under. You can gaze up towards the ceiling or towards the ground, whatever feels better for you. Check in with the hips. Can you lift those hips nice and high? Deep breath. And as your next exhale, you're going to sit down. Sit on down. Beautiful. It's our left hand that's free. I want you to bring it to the left side of your space, your left leg, and you inhale, right hand high. Nice side body stretch. Your exhale naturally places this right hand back down. You're coming back to that triangle pose, okay? So push into that bottom hand, lift those hips up, take this nice and slow. Left hand comes down first, and then you kind of square those hips towards the top of your space. Bring the right foot towards the top of your mat. You're coming for a nice a nice runner's lunge rather. And just settle in here for a moment. So yeah, just take your time. Make sure you're more on like railroad tracks versus that tightrope. And then inhale, raise on up. Exhale, heavy hips settle. Square those hips so you pull that right hip back as you encourage this left hip forward. Kind of drag that right heel up and under. Left heel is high. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, twist. Left hand in front, right hand behind. Twist from the torso, not from this back shoulder, right? Inhale back to center. Exhale, airplane arms. Drive those arms back. Thigh and tummy do not touch here. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, drop your back heel. Warrior 2 is where you're going. With this warrior 2 pose, seal the outer edge blade of that back foot. Lunge into that right knee. Can you track that right knee over because it likes to go over towards the left? We want that right knee to stay towards the right. Spine is lifted. Chest is proud. Bottom half stays exactly as it is, friend. You're going to inhale, reverse your warrior, paint the sky. Exhale, break it on down. Find your vinyasa. Ooh, my lower back just popped. And downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Left knee, right tricep. Compress the core, make that connection. Shoulders above wrist. You got this here with me. Kick that left foot towards the right side of your space. Drop the back heel first, and then inhale, right hand high. Let the hips follow. Gotta really push into that bottom hand here, right? Breathe with me. Find this triangle pose. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down. Just slowly, slowly lower down. You got it. Your right hand finds a home somewhere on that right leg as you inhale, left hand high. Your exhale brings you back. Push into that hand. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, right hand down. Bring the left foot towards the top of your space. Runner's lunge is where we'll meet. Try to keep those hips nice and low. And when you're ready, inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, settle. That tailbone, let's come back to that tucking sensation of that tailbone as you lift the pelvis on up. Hips stay nice and squared. You've got this. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, twist. Left hand behind, right hand in front, twisting from the torso. Magnetize those thighs together. Find your drishti. Inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Always want to hold that first one, right? So we work from the bottom up. We always start again, show up again, and be with this pose. Find the power you have today. Could be a really shitty day, could be a really good day, but you're here right now working for yourself. So find that power, connect with yourself. Flip this left palm, reverse your warrior. Exhale, break it down. Downward facing dog. One more round just like that here, friends. Inhale, right foot high. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Kick that right foot over, triangle pose. Your exhale settles you down. Your inhale, side body stretch, left hand's down, right hand's high. Come on back to your triangle pose. Make this work for you in a nice moving meditation. Left hand comes down, square those hips. Right foot comes to the top of your mat. Find that steadiness. Crescent pose is where we meet. And on our exhale, that's where we twist. Left hand's in front. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, rise that chest. Exhale, drop that back heel, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, break it on down. Awesome job, guys. Breath to movement every single time. No breaks just yet. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. You got it. Kick that left foot up and over. Inhale, chest raises, right hand raises. Exhale, settle down. Inhale, left hand high. Exhale, bring that left hand towards the mat. Scoop those hips on up. And then square those hips as the left foot finds a home on the top of your mat. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, break it on down. Beautiful job. From here, come right down to the shins, friends. Toes tucked or untucked. If you want to stretch out the toesies today, maybe you tuck the toes. Go ahead and invite that pinky to be tucked here as well. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Hands can just come on top of the thighs. And just settle in. So of course with my YouTube classes, they're not as long as my in-person classes, but that's like a little secret bit of what I'm going to be teaching in the coming few days. So I hope that you guys enjoy. I like trying to incorporate what I do in person to you guys as well, so you can kind of feel like you get a little taste of me in real life. Let's inhale those arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more big inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend and cactus those elbows again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, kind of tumble forward just to untuck those toes. Come back to the shins. Hands are going to go behind you. Lift those hips on up. Find some space here. Decompress. And then exhale, come on down. Now from here, we're going to stay low to the ground. So go ahead and come to your bums. Kick those feet up in front of the mat. Knees are pointed up. Windshield wiper back and forth. Just a little bit here. And we're going to do kind of a different variation of like a pigeon pose. We're going to stay seated for this one. So you keep your right foot onto the ground. Fingertips are probably pointed towards the back of your mat. That's okay. I want the left ankle to come on top of the right knee. And you encourage this right foot in as much as you need to. And you don't have to raise the bum. You can stay just like this if you're feeling it. Maybe you just sway left to right. But if you want more, maybe you slightly just push into the hands, raise the bum. And just kind of go back and forth, left and right. See if this gives you kind of a different stretch, a different sensation. And slowly come on down. Just all I want you to do is extend that right leg out long. So naturally that left ankle will still stay on the right knee. And then just kind of drive the left big toe into the ground. So it's on the outside lining or the outside thigh, right thigh. Hug the left knee into the chest. Keep that spine nice and long. Kind of hook that left knee with the right forearm and gaze over towards the left shoulder. Slowly come back around. We're going to counterbalance or counteract that stretch rather. Come towards the right corner of your space. Bend the elbows. Inhale back on up. Extend both legs out long here. And then bring both knees back towards the sky. This time it's our left foot that's going to stay on the ground. Lean on back just enough to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. And then same but different. See, like this automatically for me feels way tighter than on my left thigh. So just be gentle. Slowly bring that bum back down. Extend that left leg out long. Right ankle still on top of the left knee. And then drive that right foot down. Nice hug into this right knee. Hook the right knee with the left elbow. If anyone saw me just do that. And then gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center just to kind of lean over towards the left corner of your space. Bow down. Inhale back high, and then exhale, extend both legs out long. I just want us to kind of like recenter ourselves, kind of lift into the sit bones, lift all that lusciousness away. And then we're coming for butterfly, seated butterfly. So that means both soles of the feet will come together. Knees are gonna go out wide. I want the thumbs in the inner arch of the feet. So imagine that you're kind of opening up a book this way. So you're opening up that book, big inhale, and then exhale, lunge on down. I don't know about you, but naturally my elbows come right inside of my knee. So it's a beautiful way to self-assist. Just kind of drive those elbows into the knee, open up the hips. Inhale back on up towards center. And this time as you exhale, we're coming for a wide-legged forward fold. So this does not have to be your deepest like stretch right away, because hint, we're gonna kind of end in a wide-legged forward fold. I want you to just take your time. So when you find this wide-legged forward fold, find some natural sways if that feels good. And then eventually we're all gonna make our way to our left leg. Just crawl those hands on over towards the left side of your space and bow down a bit. Big inhale as both hands come up towards the sky. And then exhale, pivot over towards that right leg. Big inhale, hands chase the sky once again. And then exhale, tumble on forward here. You can come to forearms. If you have a block, that's a beautiful place to place the block. You can always even like put the fist on top of one another, make just a little home for your head. And start to just settle in. Come back to that, come back to that intention, come back to the gratitude. This class was kind of touch and go. So kind of just acknowledge where you were, acknowledge what is, and just be grateful for what you were able to do today in this class. You can always point and flex the toes here as well. Oh, and of course, if you want kind of a more traditional Savasana, go ahead and make your way there. It is well deserved. Even if you didn't do this class, a Savasana is always well deserved. So if you would like to do that, go ahead and make your way there now. But if you're kind of vibing with the wide-legged forward fold, sometimes I am too, go ahead and stay here for as long as you possibly can today, friends. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of my class. And some super exciting things coming up. So thank you so much for sticking with me, and thank you so much for being patient with me. I genuinely love kind of giving these videos out to you when I can, when I have the time. So definitely appreciate it, and I cannot wait to flow with you again soon. Peace.